on my way to glory land. I shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved.
We're gathered here today to protest what we consider the unfair firing of Rabbi Tamara Miller from the George Washington University Hospital. She was fired as a result of her service to the family of Stephen Johns, the security guard that was shot to death at the Holocaust Museum last June. As the adopted pastor of Officer Johns and Mrs. Johns, I was present during the time of her service to this family, and I was so proud of the way that Rabbi Miller conducted herself on that day. I've attempted several times to reach the superiors, particularly the CEO of this hospital, to state my utter disbelief that this chaplain of such quality and such compassion could be let go in connection to her service to the Johns family. So we've come here today to challenge her firing and to demand some answers for what we feel is this great travesty of justice on this, our beloved Rabbi Miller.
I want you to listen loud and clear, Trent Crable. First thing I want you to know is you can't treat sick people, you can't treat people's hearts if you don't have a heart yourself. And if you're going to take a woman, Rabbi Tamara Miller, who I saw with my own eyes, is a great spiritual leader who cares for patients like they're her own flesh and blood. If you're going to take a woman who's given her life to treating the people of this hospital and callously, coldly, without a heart, get rid of her, fire her, terminate her. When Officer Stephen Johns was murdered that day, a part of all of us was murdered. That was a man who was pure, who was innocent, who was serving the world by working at the Holocaust Museum. I am embarrassed. I am embarrassed for this hospital. I'm embarrassed that government officials like Dick Cheney could come here knowing that this hospital treats a person of God so callously and so harshly. Shame on Crable. Shame on Crable.
I was fired for 2 reasons from this hospital that relate to the African American community. The first is during my 8-year tenure, I was instrumental in hiring many African American chaplains. And 2, my public support of the Johns family after Officer Stephen Johns was killed at the Holocaust Museum in June of last year. Instead of encouraging diversity and the coming together of various communities, GWU Hospital rejected that. I was fired because I reached out to the black community. After the Holocaust, when the righteous Gentiles were asked why they did what they did, why they protected and hid the Jews at risk of their own lives, they said, we did it because it was the right thing to do. It was the right thing to do. So I am here today to do the right thing, to expose injustice, to hold GW accountable for their unethical treatment of their chaplain community and their employees. It's not easy to do the right thing. It's not simple to do the right thing, but it's the only way for us to live decently and with our heads held high. So thank you for your support, and let's do the right thing. Justice, justice, I will pursue.
I will never cease.
I will never cease.
To do what's right.
right, the more justice, the more there will be peace.